Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Pflueger. I'm the managing director here at IAD Florida, and you are joining us with Live with IAD. Today, we have a very special episode. In the past, we've talked about our Zillow Flex teams that we have at IAD, at least one of them here in Orlando, and we talked to one of our Zillow Flex coaches. But today, we're going to meet the man who set everything up here in Orlando. That is Dave Courtney. Dave, how are you?
Hey, good. Thanks, Chris.
Well, it's a special episode because we're talking about the importance and the value of the Zillow Flex team. And since you're the Zillow Flex team leader here, we'd love to get your opinion and some insight into why it's so important. So let's take it back to the beginning just real quick, briefly. If everyone's not familiar, which I'm sure they are, tell us a little bit about what is Zillow and how does it kind of work?
Sure. So you think of Zillow when you go on to search for houses, properties, they don't charge you, right? You don't have to log in or do any of that. So they've got to be making their money somewhere. And where they make their money is from real estate agents by effectively selling us leads of people that are looking at property. So that's what Zillow is and how Zillow makes money.
Perfect. So there's a difference. There was leads in the past that you could purchase almost anywhere in some, any city, zip code, any area. And now they've taken certain markets and made them Zillow Flex markets where they've created Zillow Flex teams like you have here. And so tell us a little bit about the difference between Zillow just purchasing a lead and Zillow Flex.
Sure. So we've been partnered with Zillow since they've been around, and we used to buy leads from them. We'd pay them so much a month. I think at one point we were paying $10,000 a month just to have the ability to purchase the leads and get these buyers, the high intent buyers. I actually have a small brokerage in Texas, and we still buy the leads out in Texas, and it's $2,500 per lead out there in the Dallas area. So it's very expensive. What they've done in some territories, Central Florida being one of them, is we're now switching over to where you can no longer purchase leads from Zillow. You can't just pick up the phone, call them up and say, hey, I'd like to buy some leads today. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that in Orlando anymore. You have to be able to get the leads, you have to be on a Zillow Flex team. They call it Zillow Flex. And the way it works is you can't become a Zillow Flex team. It's invite only. And they work on a referral basis. So you don't pay for the leads up front. You pay for them only if they close. That's how it works.
Okay, so not everyone can get involved in that. And so, those markets are really close. So if you're an agent in the Orlando market, for example, you wanted to get some leads from Zillow, those aren't available to you unless you join the Zillow Flex team. So that's good to know in practice. So the question is, are they quality leads, right? That comes up quite a bit. Are they worth it? Obviously, you were spending $10,000 a month in the past, but how are they now with Zillow Flex?
So if you go on Zillow today and just inquire about any property and say I want more information, what happens is there's a big button up there. It'll show you who the listing agent is down here at the bottom if you scroll down, but there's a big button at the top that says more information or click here for more information, and those leads go to Zillow Flex agents. What the way it works, I guess, is, are they high quality? Absolutely, because there's two different options that you have as a consumer on the site. You can go in and just inquire, ask some questions about the property. Does it have a fence? Does the HOA allow dogs? Things like that. Or there's another option where you can push a button that says, I want to see this house. You pick the day and the time, click it, and then an agent will contact you to see the house. Those are very high intent leads. So yes, the answer to your question is, these are not just looky-loos or tire kickers. These are people that are very high intent and want to purchase a house.
So some of the best leads you can actually buy on the market, actually. I've seen that. So it's part of the program. So it's referral fee based, right? So you're not paying for those leads anymore. So the agent, whoever closes the deal, they take a percentage off the top. And that percentage, then afterwards you have your normal splits within whatever brokerage you're in. Well, on your team, you don't take additional splits, right? So we have a setup here at IAD where everybody's on an 80-20 split. And that is across the board. Every agent's on the same split as they go across the board, unless they hit a cap and then they go to a different split. But at the end of the day, you don't take an additional fee off the top. So they're actually some of the best way to get into a Zillow Flex team is through your team right now. So the question is, if somebody joined, which is a tremendous opportunity to do so in Central Florida, what do they have to do? Is there training involved? I mean, I'm a little new to this, so you tell me what I have to do as a new agent.
So if you signed up today with IAD, tomorrow your phone's not going to be ringing with Zillow leads. That's not the way it works. You have to go through a training program. We have a coach that actually works just with our agents that are on the Zillow Flex team. And not every agent wants to be. You know, we've got agents on at IAD that have their own leads. They have different programs where they've got so many leads. There's so much business that they can't handle Zillow Flex, so they're not interested in being on the team. But the way you would get onto a team is you'd have to join someone in Central Florida. Right now, I believe there's 15 to 17 teams in Central Florida. So you'd have to either join mine or another team, go through a like online training, do some role playing with our Zillow coach, and then we can get you moved into an area where you can start calling out leads, do some practicing, and then move up to the Zillow Flex inbound team, where leads will definitely be ringing your phone off the hook.
Well, at least, that's one thing that people always ask the question, hey, how does this work? I'm not experienced in this, or I've been in traditional real estate for 3 or 4 years, and it's been a tough market, rate recently. So I'm really interested in finding out how I get lead flow. This is a way to get lead flow. So that's a good way to do this. And again, knowing that there's a training program and I'm not on, by myself, it's having a coach, everything else dedicated to it is all part of the program. That is a unique opportunity with the IAD team here with you, Dave. So that's fantastic. So we know how everything works. Can any agent do this? I mean, is it someone, is a good fit? Who's the best fit for this?
We always have found that an agent that's a little bit newer, that maybe not a seasoned agent, has been in the business for 25 years and has their own way of doing things and has their own scripts. We find that the best kind of agent is someone that's either newer, or maybe just a couple of deals under their belt, that is struggling, saying, you know what, I didn't think it was going to be this hard to get my foot in the door, actually be able to succeed in real estate. People that are still hungry. We need really hungry agents that are willing to work and drive out and show people the houses the day they call. A lot of times we get calls from from buyers that say, I want to see a house today at 5 o'clock. We need agents that are ready to go and pick up, answer their phone and drive out and show those houses. So we are definitely need hungry, coachable agents.
And Dave, we're looking to expand, right? So the good news is, at IAD, especially on your team, you're looking to expand and grow your team. Zillow is encouraging to grow because there's leads now that are overflowing and starting to get into outlying markets and maybe push into new markets. So I know that we're looking for an aggressive recruiting push here, which is exciting because I know last year, statistically, it's a fact, over 1 million agents last year did 0 transactions, right? So, if you've got leads and you put the agent who is hungry to have leads together, you should have a very successful opportunity. So my question is, if someone's looking to get a hold of you and find out, we'll run this across the bottom of the end, but we are absolutely looking to grow in and around the Orlando market, all the way out past Lakeland. In multiple markets, actually, we're looking to grow. So that being said, my last question for you, and we'll finish this up, is, I heard the story about a newer agent. Are there any success stories you can share? Like, does it really work for anyone who's new in the business?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had agents that will join the Zillow Flex team and literally have deals under contract within 15, 20 days, and multiple deals going at the same time. So yes, it's definitely possible. I've got plenty of success stories I could tell you. Some of them are so incredible that it would come off as a lie. We've had agents that have had incredible success with Zillow Flex. And then, these leads, you're paying a referral fee on them, but then their friends and family see what a good job you did. There's no referral fees on those. That's your database. You can do whatever you want with it. You can, I hate for you to leave, but you could take that book of business with you. There's nothing holding you from working with their friends and family and not paying referral fees. That's the whole name of the game, is to get out of, having to pay those fees. So
it seems like a tremendous opportunity for someone both to learn the business, really have a structured way to be successful, get some revenue coming in right away and build their book, and then also be under a tremendous program like IAD has in real estate. So it looks like a win-win across the board. Dave, I appreciate you sharing this information with us. And again, I know we're looking to have aggressive growth. I know Zillow wants us to grow into the new markets because we've done such a tremendous job with it. Our coach wants us to grow. So overall, Dave, I have to say this looks like a wonderful opportunity for an agent, whether they've been in the business for a couple, 3 years and realized It's harder than it looks, and they're really looking to take off and make it to the next level. Don't do it by yourself. You need coaching, mentoring, tools, technology, training, and lead flow. We've got all of that here at IAD Florida. So if you want to find out more about us, take a look down below, changinglatitudesfl.com at careers. We'd love to talk to you. Reach out to Dave directly. Either way would work. Dave, I can't say how excited I am about the future of IAD and the Changing Latitudes team. So thank you for joining me today.
Great. Thanks, Chris. And reach out to me or reach out to anybody on my team.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dave.